Life is a battle. The way you respond to that battle reflects on who you are as a person. I recently read through the 33 Strategies of War, and I found my favorite tips that you can apply to your life. The first part being a quick summary of what the law is. The second part being of how you can apply the strategy to your life. Beat them in detail. Do not be intimidated of what your goal is. You have to realize that everyone has started in the same place at one point. Some people might have had the extra helping hand, and some people might have not have been that lucky as you. Whatever your goal might be, you have to realize that you have to start your goal one way or another to get it done. And the only way you can get it done is by actually doing it. Lose battles but win the war. The most grand strategy in war is looking beyond the battle and being able to plan ahead of time. It's the ability to look ahead of what the ultimate goal is of the battle and addressing what the problem is. The way you can apply this to your life is not getting so stuck up on your mistakes. We're human, we're gonna have our off days, and that's something that's perfectly okay. But that doesn't mean you can sit back and let your work go. Remember the ultimate goal of why you started in the first place, and that will fulfill you with so much more energy and power. Know your enemy. First part to starting your war is addressing what the problem is. That may sound simple enough, but some people can be misguided sometimes, even at sometimes fighting wrong enemies. You might be asking, how do you know who your enemies are? You can do that as taking a step back and looking at what your problems are and what is the biggest threat to you. Is it your laziness, your inconsistency, or something else? Pick your battles carefully. In war, each nation has its own set of resources. You have to realize your own limitations in life. When generals are going into battle, they have to realize that they're using their resources and plan ahead of time. That goes the same for you. You have to realize the amount of energy you consume in each task on a daily basis. What I mean by this is you could be burning yourself out too fast. Using all your energy, you're just going to get burnt out and stop whatever you're doing and get lazy about it. Know how to invest your time. Maneuver them into weakness. No matter what you're doing, whatever that is going to consume energy. You have to realize that you're going to get exhausted at one point or another. That's why it's critically important to play to the weaknesses. What I mean by playing to your weaknesses is addressing of what your strengths and weaknesses are. Say for example, YouTube and TikTok. One of YouTube's strengths is it favors quality over quantity. The weakness, it takes so much more time to produce. Strength of TikTok, that it's really easy to get content out, but you could put a really good vid out and it could flop easily. Do not fight the last war. In war, one of the most fundamental things is having intel. With intel, you can address what your opponent's weaknesses and what their strengths are. That goes the same thing in your life. Let's say working out, for example. You can definitely work out, but without good form, then there's really no point in doing it. You're going to have progress, but not to the progress that you could be making. Seem to work for the interests of others while furthering your own. The best way to reach your goals is by getting others to work for you. The way I mean by this is maximizing your efficiency with your time. When I eventually make enough money off of YouTube, I can eventually hire an editor to do all the work for me. That way I can invest my time into more important things. This concludes being a step closer to your authentic self. The best way to support me is subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications as well. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. This means so much to me, and have a good day.